Hello everyone, this is Wayne, coming to you from Wayne's Model World here in Central Florida. Today we're going to do a little video on the 1955 Chevy Bel Air hardtop 2-in-1 by Revell. That would be this kit here. We're also going to do show you a couple tips that we do. A couple things we do when we work on our models. So we do have this. It is painted. We have done some of the foiling to it. So we'll go ahead and bring her on, set her on up here. Let's get in on her a little bit here. All right. That's it. That's the 1955 Bel Air two-door hardtop. We went with the gold and sort of off-white. I didn't want to do it in white. I had an idea about gold. I asked for some suggestions. Some people gave me some. Brian from B&G is the one that said it probably would look real good in gold and cream. And I said, I think he's right. I think it would look good in gold and cream. I wish I just had a little bit of a darker cream color. I wasn't going to go out and hunt paint down. I used what I had. Of course, the body is done in this here. It's a sunset gold. It's by Lemire. For you people who follow me, I use a lot of this paint. A little on the costly side. It's not cheap. It goes a long way. It's pretty heavy. But it's a nice acrylic. Of course, I thin it with windshield washer fluid. For the cream color or off-white, I use this. It's called Satin Egg. I guess it's supposed to be more to the... I thought a little darker in the bottle, but now it's on the car and it kind of dried. It kind of shows up pretty good. This is also an acrylic paint. I don't know where I buy this. It's by Homeland. I think I buy this either at Target or Kmart, one of those. I know it's one of those kind of stores. I don't get this at the hobby shop. I know that. But that's that. And basically what I do, I started out, of course, I primed it. I washed it first, sanded it lightly, primed it with white primer, shot the gold on it, let the gold dry. Then I kind of come back once the gold is dry. I kind of hit it with a couple light coats of clear, just enough to seal the gold down so it won't smear. Or being acrylic, you have to watch. If your hands are wet or something, you will smear this paint. It will smear. But then I masked the gold off, painted the white, unmasked everything, put a couple light coats over the whole works, left that set. With the help of a little bit of an a hair dryer in between coats is usually what I do anyway. I usually use a hair dryer to kind of to flash it real quick so it's not. And I find that helps, especially here in Florida where it's hot and humid. A lot of times that helps with it not to blush out or get funny. It's just like doing a real car. You put it in a paint booth, you paint it, you turn on the heat. What do you first thing you do? Turn on the heat. So then once that clear dried, I went ahead and did the bare metal foil. All the chrome on this is bare metal foil. Even around the windshield. I know this kit comes with a chrome windshield piece that goes around, but it's so to me it's big and bulky. I set it up there and I just didn't like the way it looked. It just looks it looks phony. So I did the bare metal foil, which is kind of thinner and cleaner. It don't look bulky on the car. I did the side. The chrome that goes down between the two colors, it goes down the side right here. I don't have that on yet. I want to wait till I kind of rub this and polish it up some more before I put that on, because I don't want to rub the chrome off. So that's a come. Of course, we have tail lights. We got a long way to go on this. So we're gonna let this go around one more time. Then I'm gonna shut the turntable off, and we're gonna talk about a few things that I've done. Okay, so so you people who are a purist, I know there's people out there that when you build a vehicle, it can only be, if you're building a Chevy, it can only be Chevy. If you're building a Ford, it can only be Ford parts. If you're building a Mopar, you have to use Mopar. I have no problem with that. That's the way you want to do it. That's fine with me. As you all know, a lot of you that follow me have been following me for a while. It don't matter to me. I don't follow no rules. So that said, we're going to take the hood off. First of all, we're going to show you the hood. Of course, we custom cut the hood to fit around the blower and all that. We also filled back in here where the hood hinges go on both sides. We filled those, and they're also filled on the firewall whenever we get the firewall in. But this does have a Hemi in it. I stuck a Hemi in a Chevrolet. This Hemi engine was the engine that was supposed to go in the Beetle bus that I set aside and picked up another engine and put it in, actually by mistake. But the other one had a transmission on it. That's the main reason I wanted to put it on. This one did not have a transmission on it. All it had was the bell housing. It ended with the bell housing. I don't know why they made it that way. I think because they were going to put it in the middle of the bus. But for you people who are Chevy fans, it has a Chevy transmission. That is the transmission that came with this kit. I cut it off the back of the motor, and I fit it to the bell housing on this Hemi. So, and this is the undercarriage, what we got so far. We still got to do strapping on a gas tank and little odds and ends under here yet. We're not quite done under there yet. But this does have a Hemi. It's been wired. It's been plumbed. The core support is not done. It's just sitting in there. I had to modify it a little bit so it would slide down behind the blower belts. So that'll come back out and be painted. I'm probably going to do that. I don't know. I might stay with the gold theme, make it all gold underneath. That's what I usually do. I usually make my engine bays the same color as what I paint the cars. Or I might just do the engine bay in black. Haven't hit on that yet. Whatever strikes me when I get ready to do it. Of course, no headlights, no tail lights, no grill. It's about there. If you notice my trunk lines and my door lines, you can see them. They're there. I don't like the black panel line. I know a lot of people use it. That's your preference. That's fine. I don't condemn anybody. The way you use, what you use is what you use. What I use is what I use. What I found that works for me is after I get it all bare metal foiled and I'm ready to put the last coat of clear on, I take a number 2 lead pencil. I sharpen it. Then what I do, I take it and run it on my lines all the way around. You don't have to press I'm probably putting more lines in right now, but when I sand it and polish it, they'll come out. But that's what I do. Now, I go around as many times as I need to make it as dark as I want it. And then I do my final coat of clear. I even did my gas tank, around my gas tank door. Even did that. That's just the way I do it. I know I've said this, I've showed this before. I just wanted to show it again. Maybe some guys are having a problem with the panel liner, which I did. I don't know why. I just can't. I watched the videos. They dab it on her, and that thing runs down, makes the turn. I can't get it to do that. I don't know why. I'm probably doing something wrong. It's user error, definitely, because I see people doing it. But this works for me, so that's what I'm going to stay with. You got to stay with what works for you. You know, if the panel line's working good for you, fine. If not, this may be something you want to try. Another thing I use, and I knew about this from being in the body business for so many years. It's by 3M. It's called Trizac. It's actually a sanding pad. it comes in on this. I get this at Advanced Auto Parts. Comes in a 3.66 by 9 sheet. What I like about it, this is it. This is the sanding side. And this is the back side. As you can tell, it's spongy. What's nice about it, I imagine every one of you have run into this problem. You got your paint job, it's on it real nice. You just want to scuff it lightly and you hit an edge. Now you have the plastic showing through because the edges don't hold paint like the body does. What's nice about this is a little bit forgiving. I mean, not saying it won't take the edge off, but just a little bit more forgiving than sandpaper. For a long time, I wouldn't even sand. I'd clear my jobs and rub them from there. I wouldn't even think about sanding them because every time I sand them, I ate up an edge and I had to repaint. And then I was in the auto parts store and I said, God, we used to use that in the body shop business. That's what we did. Of course, we had them come on a pad, a round pad. You put on DA and you wet it and you sand your clear down and you run your buffer over it and you were done. But then I said, I want to try that. So I did. I bought some. I tried it. Like I said, it's not cheap. But if you're having problems with your edges, knocking paint off the edges every time you sand with sandpaper, it's well worth it. Even the lightest sandpaper, even 12,000, if you hit an edge too hard, it's gone. The lowest I go, of course, the higher the number, the finer the grit. We all know how that works. This is 5,000. I have some 3,000 that I start with. I will start with 3,000, just maybe once over, just knock some of the heavier nibs off, and then I come back with the 5,000. This is the finest I go. I don't go on down. I know some guys say you got to go this, then you go 8,000, then you go 12,000. I feel that I get my paint on smooth enough that I don't need to go through all that sanding and steps and spend money. Like this one here. This is straight out of the booth. This has not been touched. This has not had no polish put on it. It has not been sanded. It has not been nothing. This is the way it was painted and dried. I'm a firm believer if you get it ready, if you prep it properly. I have a bad habit right before I paint. I wipe it down, of course. I take a hair dryer on the highest speed it'll go, and I blow all over it. That gets dust on it. If you've got a little piece of dust laying down in a crack or down in between the hood or something, or in a grill opening, of course, when you go to paint, the paint finds it. But that's another little trick that I do. And of course, my booth, I make sure my booth is clean, which it isn't right now. But I always make sure that my booth is clean and I got good airflow through the booth. That's another good tip. If you got a dirty booth and all you're doing is blowing and sucking dirt around, you're going to have a dirty paint job. I'm probably just repeating everything you people already know. I'm just putting it out there how I do things. This is the way I do it. Not saying it's right, but this is what works for me. And I'm a strong believer in something that works for you. That's what you do. I don't care how many YouTube video works, and this guy says this is the way, this does this. If it doesn't work for you, it's no good. I've tried many different things I've seen on YouTube. Some of them don't work for me. I just can't get it, like the black liner. I just can't get that to work for me. I don't know why. But it's just like building these things. You have to build it for you. I didn't build this 55 Chevy for nobody but Wayne. This is for Wayne. This is the way Wayne wanted it. This is the way Wayne built it. If you like it, I'm happy. If you don't, I'm not mad. This is mine. This is the way I built it. I know, I forget whose video I just watched the other day. He was all upset. He edits his videos and he gets all, I don't want to mention no names anyway, but he'll know who he is if he watches my video. But he gets all upset over editing his videos. He says he takes out. This is it. When I'm done, what I said, what I showed you is what you're going to see. This is for Wayne. And I think a lot of people out there think that way. This is too much of a fun hobby to be worried about what other people think. This is a hobby. This is not something you make your living at. This is not a job. This is a hobby. To me, it's a hobby. Do I get depressed sometimes with the hobby? Yes. I just went through a slump where I just didn't want to build models. I just didn't have the urge to build a model. And when you don't have the urge, don't do it, because things don't go right. You mess this up, you mess that up, your head ain't on where it should be, so don't do it. Got my head back in the mood, This is the result. Everything goes nice, it goes easy, your brain's working, you're coming up with ideas, but if you don't want to do, if you're not in the mood to do this, walk away. The world ain't going to come to an end. The world don't end because Wayne ain't building models. Nobody's going to lose sleep. Not even me. So, I don't want to keep rambling on, but with that said, everybody, enjoy your model building. Build them for yourself. Don't worry what people think about your models. No one's going to say anything anyway. The people on these channels are so nice. You could have the worst model in the world, and they're all going to tell you. No one's going to want to criticize anybody. It's yours. It's yours. It's not theirs. This is yours. This is mine. I built it for Wayne. With that, everybody, have a good one. Please stay safe. Goodbye.